What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me doing the should you summon for the brand new Mark II Valenti that is made for the Ratatoskr demonic beast. Let's hop into the video, guys. I'm gonna give you guys all the point of views that I've gotten from using this character, testing her out on my free-to-play account, also seeing what she's capable of on other whale accounts as well. And I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on if this character is worth summoning and if you should actually be summoning for this character. Before we actually hop into the video, make sure to subscribe to your boy Amazing. We are on the road to the 50,000 subscribers. If you guys haven't hit that sub button and you've been watching the channel for a while, definitely make sure to, man. I appreciate all the support as of late. And with that out of the way, guys, let's hop in and go over all the information about the banner so that you guys are informed before you do summon, if you are deciding to. So starting with the banner itself, we look at the actual rates for the banner. It's going to be a total of a 3% rate, with the actual Mark II Valenti being at a 0.5% rate up, guys. So she is, of all the characters on the banner, I think that's a 1 in 6 because it added 3%, right? So you got 1 in 6 on your SSRs to actually pull her. And then if we look at the other featured characters here on the banner, we have the Summer Valenti, the regular one. We have the Summer regular Easton. We have the regular Awakened Lilia. We have the Summer Blue Roxy. We have Christmas Lilia, the Awakened version. We have the Awakened Halloween Easton. We have the Awakened Valenti, that is the Christmas variant. We do have the seasonal variant of the Awakened Mono. We have the Roxy of Frenzy, or the Madness Roxy, and we have the Guild Boss Camilla, the blue one. So they're all going to be split between a 0.25% rate up out of the total 3% rates, and then the Valenti, again, as I mentioned, is a 0.5% rate up. Now at the 300, if you guys do go to the 300, all the characters are the same rates. Actually, this is the first time I think in a while that I've seen this. So this is like not a good thing at all, honestly. Netmarble, they kind of, they did this without telling anyone that they're not going to put the new unit on the 300 rate up. I think and the thing is too, like, if we look at like these rate ups, oh wow, really, they haven't. I swear this has to be like a recent change, right? No way that this was the case. Anyways, guys, this is crazy. Before, they used to have the actual character on the SSR pity like a rate up. Like, if you guys remember, like, you'll know. Yeah, no, Valenti is still 9% rates, just like the rest of the characters on this 100% SSR. So you do have the same chance of getting her as anyone else on this banner. So there is that on the 300 pity. And then yeah, at the 600, guys, you are guaranteed a single copy of the Valenti, and that is pretty much the way the banner is going to go. It is a 600 standard banner. And yeah, let's hop in and let's actually go over her kit real quick, and then we'll come back to the banner and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on what I think about you summoning on this banner and if it's going to be worth it. All right, guys, so we got the information for the Valenti here. Shout out to the Sacred Treasure podcast. I took this from them. That's us, by the way. Steel Engineer, Valenti of Obsession. Power of Steel is going to be your passive, and it works in demonic beast battles, right? When you use a skill to damage an enemy in a monster battle, debuff effects on allies will be removed 1 by 1, and attack related stats will be increased by 8% up to a maximum of 40. Also, when you deal damage with an all target attack skill, a poison effect will be applied to the enemy for 2 turns. And if all allies in the battle are of different races, HP related abilities of allies will increase by 20%, and characters with additional races are treated as 2 types of races. So that is going to be the Valenti's passive right there. Now moving on to her first skill, guys, she's gonna have shock single target, so deal damage equal to 400% of attack on a single enemy and shocks them for 4 turns. Electric shock is going to be additional damage equal to 45% of the damage dealt at the end of each turn. And one thing to note is that this Valenti's attack card right here is a ranged ability. Now moving on to her second skill here, guys, she deals damage equal to 300% of attack on all enemies and releases the damage that was done. So release is going to deal additional damage equal to the remaining damage from electric shock, bleed, and poison debuffs. So that is going to be how release works. So it's going to be pretty much like when you attack someone with that debuff, it's going to release the damage instantly on top of the fact that you're damaging them already. So a very, very strong ability. And then moving on to the final thing here, guys, at the 6 out of 6, this is the Event Horizon Ultimate from Valenti. For 3 turns, increase damage dealt by 50%, and damage received decreases by 50%, and deals damage equal to 525% of attack on all enemies. And bear in mind, guys, that the 50% damage dealt and damage reduction stays the same regardless of the dupe level. So 1 out of 6, it'll be this, but just less damage on the actual ultimate itself. So that is pretty much the kit right there for the Valenti, guys. Now that we've gone over all of that, let's go back into the game and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on why I do think, maybe you want to be summoning on this character and maybe you want to be skipping this character. Let's talk. Alright, guys, so my final thoughts on Valenti here, and this is from testing on multiple occasions, guys. I've done a run here with the team on the free-to-play account here. This is where I'm recording the video on, and I was actually able to clear floor 3, and this was done on my live stream I did on Friday. If you guys watched the live live stream for Friday. I'm posting this on Saturday, so literally yesterday technically, right? But yeah, no, I was able to do all 3 floors with this team specifically. So I'll show you guys right here. This is the team, and Valenti is really, really good. But I think the one thing that I've noticed that it becomes an issue with Valenti is that she has, you know, her tanking is a problem. That is the one thing that I've noticed, guys. Now, obviously, this can depend on your box CC, your account level, like however built your account is. If you have a really built account, you're not really going to notice this problem too much, especially if you have outfits for this character. But as a free-to-play, and for my free-to-play account specifically when testing her out, you know, she only had from the other Mark II Valenti and this one. I don't actually have the Christmas one, so I was missing the limited outfit from her, and that would have been another full outfit set to give me more defense, more attack, and more HP. So I was missing out on that, but I was still able to get the floor 3 clear. Now, how much did she really help me in getting that floor 3 clear? I will be honest, I still needed the RNG on the Elizabeth cards. I still needed the RNG on the card top decks between these 2 characters, and I still needed a lot more damage from Demon King Meliodas, because even though she is providing that attack related stats, remember that Valenti and Gloxinia are not under Meliodas' passive, so he's not benefiting, at least in terms of Seas at the End, from those 2 characters. So that's things you got to definitely take into account when attempting this team. Now, there is other teams you can run for this beast. Like, I think, you know, the Jelly King variant is still good as well. You know, the only thing is with this variant is that Meliodas will be getting a little bit more buff because of Jelly King, but because Valenti's not a 7 Deadly Sin, she's not benefiting from Jelly King's passive, so she's not actually getting the basic stat increase that Jelly King is able to provide. So that's another thing, right? But yeah, no, it is definitely doable though with the LR Glocks comp. You know, the only thing that you will probably struggle with is Valenti's tanking, as I mentioned, and you know, I think that the way Valenti feels to me, and if you guys remember when originally this character did release, when Red Freya released and got her Holy Relic about, I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks after, right, or like a month after, whatever, her Holy Relic it feels a lot like the way Valenti is. Like, if you guys remember Nidhogg and clearing Nidhogg before this character released and before LR Liz existed, remember when we were using Blue Margaret instead of Summer Margaret and Green Elizabeth instead of LR Elizabeth with Freya? It was still difficult at the time, right? Regardless of Freya getting the relic and being the unit, it was still a difficult fight. And I think the same thing is with Ratatoskr right now with this Valenti, where she is the unit for the fight, but she's gonna need another character to help her out. It's not just Valenti alone that can make this fight, you know, a walk in the park, because I don't think this fight is a walk in the park yet. I think Valenti doesn't do that yet, right? We need something else, guys. There's still something else that we can get, either a card set or a character being replaced, you know, either, you know, maybe Liz or Melly, whatever. A character needs to get replaced on this team, or we need to get a card set, and then the team, I think, will be a lot more cohesive and be a lot stronger in the fight. But I think right now the main issue that I'm having when I go through the fight is Valenti's tanking, and this is with critical defense gear, right? You know, my gear on Gloxinia, don't mind that. This was after I did, you know, some attempts on Heroes Arena, so I did move around my gear. But overall, guys, like, critical defense on Valenti was really good when I did the run. I tried even regular defense rules, that really didn't work. I tried crit resistance, that doesn't work too much. So yeah, overall, I think this character is a good upgrade. Like, okay, let's say you have the Jelly King variant and you had Merlin, but you didn't want to use this Merlin. If you did not want to use this Merlin and you want an upgrade, this Valenti is an upgrade 100%, because she replaces this character, provides the shock, and as long as you give her enough tanking stats or you have enough box CC to tank her regardless, she will be a benefit to the team. She's giving you more damage, she's giving you more tanking. Overall, she's gonna be a better slot than that Merlin was when you ran her. So if you want an upgrade for Merlin, Valenti is worth. If you want to actually go for a floor 3 clear, this Valenti will help you in that, for sure, right? But if you're a person that, let's say you're running Merlin right now and you're content with doing floor 1 and 2, because floor 1 and 2, remember guys, this gives you 1 from this, you get 2 from this, you get 1 from here. That's 5 a week, because if you go to the world tree, you get another 1 from that as well. So if you're in the situation where you're someone that's like, okay, you know, let's say amazing that you know, we don't get another Holy Relic for Ratatoskr for a while, right? And you're like, okay, I'm content doing floor 1 and 2. Then you actually do not need this Valenti. You know, this Valenti is very good for the fight, but you technically would not need her, because floor 1 and 2 would get you 5 a week, which means you would get a Holy Relic in 3 weeks, right? Like, that's something we gotta definitely think about, guys. Like, is floor 3 worth doing? That's what it is at the end of the day, right? So overall, my thoughts are, if you are willing to attempt floor 3 and you have an account strong enough to do it, right, and you have Gloxinia, I think it is going to be a must when running Valenti for the most part. I think you could run Jelly King, but I think for the most part, Gloxinia is a little bit better. If you are going to be running this character, make sure that you have good box EC and good stats to clear for a floor 3 clear. If you're just going for floor 1 and 2 and you have Merlin already, you don't need this Valenti. Right? If you have Jelly King and Merlin, you don't need this Valenti. If you're in the situation where you don't have those 2 characters, but you want to start attempting this fight, and let's say maybe you have LR Glocks and you want to try it then maybe summon for this Valenti. I think at that point she would be worth, because then at least, you know, you'd start doing your floor 1, floor 2, and then if you can, you'd attempt a floor 3, right? So that's my thoughts on the Valenti, guys. I think she is worth summoning for if you are someone that does want to clear for floor 3 on the fight. She is definitely worth summoning for. I think if you're in a situation where you're like, okay, I'm probably not going to be chasing these Ratatoskr relics like that anyway, and you're just content with doing floor 1 and 2 every week with the Merlin Jelly King comp, then you don't need this character, right? She is not a necessary character. I just think she's kind of like a quality of life unit. You know what I mean? She definitely helps your runs a little bit in the sense of, you know, it's a little bit better than Merlin, but that's all it is. It's just an upgrade over Merlin at the end of the day, guys. So that is my thoughts right there on the Valenti. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. You know, if you guys have tested Valenti already, tell me, you know, your strategy, how you went about it. Let me know if she's actually, you know, that much better than Merlin, and maybe I'm just underrating her, right? Let me know. But in my opinion, I do feel like she's kind of like the Freya of this demonic beast. I think we either need a card set or we're gonna need another unit to make this the actual team. So that's kind of my thoughts right now, man. So that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video, man. Peace out and have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.